Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who finds his wife in bed with another man. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. I wish I didn't have to post here, but the love of my life has been cheating on me, and I don't know where else I'm supposed to go. I won't get too graphic, but I caught her red-handed in the act with another man. The scene keeps playing back in my head over and over again. I got home early from work and was calling her name, but no answer. I was looking everywhere, but not a single sign of life anywhere. Not until I walked into the bedroom. I saw her with someone else, shuffling around under the sheets, until suddenly they stopped and she poked her head out, with the most panicked, confused, and ashamed look on her face. Meanwhile, the man was rushing to get his pants back on and leave the scene as fast as possible. Before he left, he picked up a gold ring from the bedstand, and I can't help but think about that detail. Somewhere out there, there's someone else who's just as heartbroken as I am right now. But that's neither here nor there. This incident left me completely blindsided. Over the year or so that we've been dating, I would have never imagined that she would ever do something like this, not in a million years. I don't know how long this has been going on. I haven't had the chance to talk about it with her. After I saw them together, I was at a total loss for words. We just stared at each other in complete silence, and the only thing I was able to say was, "Please leave." So she's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. I don't want her to come back. I don't know what I want. I feel like a total wreck right now. Not even sure how I'm supposed to end this post. I could use some help from someone who knows what I'm going through, so thanks in advance. First update. Against my better judgment, I called her. I'm not sure what I was expecting. Definitely not an apology, but I wanted answers. I wanted to know why she cheated on me. Was I not good enough? Was she just bored? Did she even think it was a big deal? I at least wanted to know his name. When she picked up the phone, she sounded shocked that I would even try to reach out to her. And honestly, I wasn't even sure what I was going to say to her. After she said, "Hello, are you there?" enough times to justify hanging up, I finally put together something in my head that sounded like a sentence. Who was that man, and why were you sleeping with him? But it probably sounded all jumbled up coming out. Regardless of how I sounded, she understood what I was trying to say. She told me his name and that they've been friends for a long time, but recently he started making advances on her. She knew it was wrong. Both of them were taken after all, but that's why she did it. Breaking that taboo only added to her temptation. As she was explaining herself, she sounded guilty, and the tone of her voice was soaked in regret. I could tell she was sorry for what she did, and at the end of it, she asked if I could forgive her. And I paused for a second. After thinking it over, I told her no. No matter how much she apologizes, how genuine that apology may be, I don't think I could ever trust her again. I said exactly that the trust between us could never be repaired, and I hung up the phone. I kept thinking about our conversation, mulling it over for hours on end, and the one thing that kept repeating in my mind was that man's name. I'm not going to say it here. As much as I hate him, I don't want any of you harassing him, and it doesn't feel right giving him an alias. I searched for him on Facebook, and after scrolling through countless pages, I found him. I immediately recognized him from pictures on his profile. It filled a gap in the figure from my memory, and alongside those pictures was his wife. I sent her a friend request, and when she accepted it, I said that I needed to talk with her about her husband. So we set up a date, a place, and decided to meet. We met at a cafe. To be honest, I felt nervous waiting up for her. Up until our meeting, I was looking pretty disheveled, but did my best to seem presentable. And besides, how was I going to break the news? Then she came in, looking effortlessly beautiful, sat down at my table, and got straight to the point. "Alright, what did he do this time?" she asked, so I told her that he's been cheating on her with my now ex-girlfriend. "Really? Again?" she said. She didn't seem mad or even all that surprised. She just sounded annoyed and disappointed. Really, her attitude was more like a frustrated principal dealing with a troublemaking student than a heartbroken lover. She then went on to complain about her husband, going in detail on his past abuses, mistakes, and even some of his other affairs. It sounds like she was expecting him to do something like this and that they make a terrible couple. I suggested that if he's such an awful partner that they get a divorce, to which she just laughed. She said that she should have gotten one ages ago, but maybe now is the time to finally split up. Whether or not she will actually get a divorce, I'm not sure. But it seems like the wheel of karma is finally turning. I guess I just have to wait for what happens next. Final update. It's been a long time since I added an update, and a lot has happened since then. I mentioned that my ex's affair partner might be getting divorced, and that's exactly what happened. He had it coming to him, and his wife had plenty of reasons to leave him. So she left the courtroom with most of what he had. Speaking of his wife, we're together now. Right after my ex-girlfriend cheated on me, I felt completely broken. But she was there to listen. She understood exactly how I felt, more than anyone else ever could. And she saw something in me too. A partner that she can trust. Ever since we started seeing each other, I've been so much happier, and she tells me the exact same thing. That's not the only new relationship that started in the aftermath of this affair. My ex-girlfriend and her ex-husband started dating too. But I wouldn't exactly call it a match made in heaven. After the divorce, he started calling up all the women he saw on the side. And my ex was the only one who picked up. Since then, they've basically been stuck together. And since the start of their relationship, he's been repeating the same mistakes that got him divorced in the first place. She broke my heart, so it's hard for me to pity her. But I still hope she manages to get out of it somehow. Nobody deserves to be with him. He leaves a trail of destruction everywhere he goes. And there's always somebody who has to follow it. Oh well, I guess they deserve each other. That's everything I wanted to share with you guys. I know it's been a while since my last update, but life moves slowly, and it took me this long to get to a place where I moved on. Thanks everyone, for all your kind words, support, and every last piece of advice. I was honestly hanging on by a thread when I first posted here, and I'm not sure if I would have made it out if it wasn't for you guys. So thanks again, and goodbye. I'm sorry your marriage ended the way it did, OP. I'm sorry about the pain you had to go through after seeing your ex-wife together with another man. You did the right thing divorcing her. Regardless of how sorry she is and how genuine her apology sounded, she broke your trust. Building it back and getting back together with her would have been more tortuous than you healing without her. I'm glad with how things turned out for you. I hope you have a long-lasting relationship with this partner. As for both of your exes, they wouldn't last. Because the guy's a chronic cheater, and since the thrill that came with their relationship is gone, they'll fall apart. Story 2. First, thanks to all who can provide comments and opinions. I understand the final decision is still for me to make, but I appreciate all the help. My mind is at a state which I've never experienced before. Not angry, not sad, not happy, just uncertainty and emptiness. Very empty. Here we go. My wife, 27, and I, 29, have been together for a long time, friends since high school, dated since first year of college, and married after her college graduation. Up until last month, we've been having sex 2 to 3 times a week. After college, I had to move to a different city for a job opportunity, 4 to 5 hours plane ride. We kept the relationship long distance, and 1 year later I went back to our home city to propose and marry her. She moved in with me to the new city, and we started our life together. Everything was perfect, until I found out about the other guy. I'll call him Kevin. I'll split the story into 3 sections. Year 1 of marriage. During our 1-year long-distance relationship, my wife met Kevin, who was a coworker at her part-time job. He liked her and chased her. She did not say no completely to him, but kept him as a fun distraction at work. Kevin knows that she has a boyfriend, me. Thing is, I can only go back to see her for 4 or 5 days every 4 months. When I went back, I noticed she was hiding her phone when she was with me. Not obviously, but very subtle. Also, when I asked her to dinner, she would sometimes say she's eating dinner with a friend, never telling me with whom specifically. I had my suspicions, but ignored it. Fast forward to after we got married and she was ready to leave for the new city with me. I hear her phone ring. It was a text from Kevin. I snooped because of those previous suspicions. Their texts were very long. I saw the last few sentences, and to this day, I remember it word by word. Kevin, so you really are going away? Wife, yes. Kevin, I love you and I'll always love you. Say you love me too. Wife, I'll always love you forever and I'll miss you. Shock, anger, disgust. I kept my calm and quickly skimmed through the rest, but didn't find anything that linked to them having sex. My wife got back and started texting. I asked her who she was texting. She was very defensive and said nobody. I was forced to take the phone, but she quickly did something and gave me the phone willingly. Then I noticed she deleted all the texts with Kevin. Long story short, we fought. I told her I saw their last few text messages. She cried and asked for forgiveness. She gave me all the details and said they did not sleep together. Based on the details given and her text with Kevin, it checks out. I believed her and forgave her. Year 2 to 3 of marriage. Things were going great. Then I snooped on her phone again while she was away. The second time I ever snooped. I know I'm trying to make myself sound like a good guy with the no snooping ever thing, but I did snoop, so I'm a bastard a-hole. It's fine. I saw long texts again. Almost daily love you, miss you, thinking of you. This time though, it wasn't in texting. It was a random chatting software. She obviously tried to hide it. Then I saw pictures being exchanged. They would ask each other to send pictures. Most of the pictures she had no wedding ring. She probably took it off before taking the pictures. In all of the pictures, however, were nothing close to nudity or anything sexual. Also found out she went out to dinner with him many times when she went back to the city to visit her parents. But again, I didn't find anything linking to them having sex. More shock, more anger, more disgust. I confronted her and she cried for days, asking for forgiveness. She said she just wanted to have someone to like her to make her feel special. She said never wanted to leave me for a second, but she understands what she did was wrong. Again, I forgave her, and I told her if she ever contacts Kevin again in any form, I will divorce her. She agreed and removed all forms of contact with Kevin in front of me. Year 4, last week. Yep, you guys saw this coming, didn't you? They contacted me again. This time she tried to hide it by creating an alias for his name. Also, she periodically deletes their conversation history. So I said, if you lie to me one more time with this, I'm gonna divorce you. She lied, saying they had no contact. I guess she thought her hiding plan was ingenious. I just straight out asked for a divorce. I wasn't even sad. Again, she cried, begged for forgiveness, and all that. I didn't want to hear any of it. She wants to have kids and offers to do whatever it takes to fix this marriage. So here we are today. I'm at work right now, eating fine. She's at home visibly shaken and stopped going to work. I tried to calm her to think of this as a positive thing because we're both still young. She'll find someone better, and I will too. It's like a new life. But she still wants to work things out. So Reddit, please lend a hand. I'm set on divorce, but she's extremely remorseful, and I might forgive her again. Then the cycle goes round and round. Based on the facts and me knowing her as a person, she did not sleep with Kevin. I'm probably naive and stupid, but that's what I believe. Thank you. Edit. Thanks again for all the replies. Back home now and Googling about how divorce works, lawyers, etc. Wow, never thought I'd be doing this when I first married her, but hey, it's all good. Few things I want to share if anyone's interested. I will go through with the divorce. No worries, I won't have sex with her. That's pretty much a given. I have lots of self-control, so this will be easy. Although she hurt me so much, I absolutely do not want to extract any sort of revenge on her. I want her to find happiness again. Other than this problem she has, she really is a good wife in other areas. Too bad the problem is the biggest problem there is. It's also why I forgave her so many times. Please don't think of her as an evil being or something. Time to get busy. I might not be able to reply for a long time. The most important thing for me right now is to not lose focus on my job. I'll get back on my feet, baby. OP, you're doing the right thing. She's not someone who's inherently honest but has just made a couple mistakes. This is a pattern of behavior. This is literally who she is. It's not an aberration. She's just incapable of fully committing emotionally. I would not want to spend my life with someone who was not and could not dedicate herself fully to me the same way I'm dedicated to her. And I'm sure you feel the same way. It will be so difficult over the next several months. There will be moments and even long periods of doubt and second guessing. You know you're right. Don't let momentary doubts alter your course.